Hi folks, Dave with DBSTechTalk. Today we're going to talk about my modded Monoprice Retros. Monoprice Retros. Gave them a very negative review in stock form. Said they had potential. Said I was going to try to mod them. And here is my attempt at modding. Day one. This is probably going to be a day two modification. To apologize, my cats are talking to each other through the office door. I did not do an instructional video or take pictures of the process. I wish I had, but I'll try to explain it as best I can. You're going to need a few things. You're going to need some very thin crafter's foam, and you're going to need some very thin felt, so thin that you can actually see light through it. You're also going to need Hifiman HE 4XX 400i rings. And then you're going to need some scissors, some Scott's one-ply toilet paper, and a watch repair toolkit or jeweler's repair kit or glasses repair toolkit, something with a really small Phillips screwdriver. You also will need tape, double-sided preferred, but you can use single-sided, and you'll have to just roll it up so that it's double-sided. So how did the process work? Well, the process worked by totally disassembling the stock form of the Monoprice Retros. I took off the stock pads, and then there are 4 screws. I took the 4 screws out of each cup, and very carefully, don't lose those screws because they are teeny tiny. And when you open up the cup just pulls right out from the driver, and there is absolutely no dampening inside of there. And that is what I thought was going to be what I found, just based off of the sound that I had heard in the stock form being tinny and very thin sounding and lackluster in the bass. So I took the Hifiman 400 ring and I cut circles in the foam, and I cut circles in the felt of that size, and then you may have to trim it just enough to fit it inside of the cup, and I'll explain that in a moment. So then you take the dampening foam circles and you cut it accordingly, and on the headphone, so from where the top of the lip is to the bottom ridge right here on the side wall, put dampening foam all the way around it. Build it around the posts and everything and make it nice and sealed inside there. Then on the bottom side of the driver, so where the magnet should be facing you on top, on the driver there are 3 holes on each side. Do not cover the holes, but put dampening foam in between those sections where the holes are. Put the driver back into place. Make sure you do not pull your wires too far. Do not reach out, pull your wires apart. Screw it all into place. And then take your toilet paper, rip off 6 pieces of paper individually, stack 3 of them for each cup. Cut it into the size of the driver of the cup and place it directly on top of the driver. 3 pieces. Then take your felt that's cut and put that on top of the toilet paper. Then take your Hifiman ring. Hey, don't do that, cat. Take your Hifiman ring, tabs down, put it against the driver, holding it in place, and then tape it 4 spots. Do not cover any of the gaps on the ring, and just to hold it in place along to here. Then put your pad on. Trim up your tape for your ring, and you're good to go. No, do not do that. Bad cat. So after you do all that, you put it in, you have the day 1 mod of the Monoprice Retros, according to me. The pads that I'm using are the Dekoni sheepskins, and they are for the Hifiman series. No, hey, excuse me for a moment. I apologize. I had to put the cat out. He was about to pull down a bunch of stuff that he's not supposed to touch. So, anyways, where was I? Oh yes, Dekoni sheepskin pads are the choice. I do have other pads coming, and I also have something for the comfort up here coming. Should be here Monday or Tuesday, so I'm going to update that, and then I will do a final judgment on my retros. But I wanted to do a day 1 update as far as what I've come across. So, getting back to the process. The first step that I tried was just putting felt behind the pad and changing the pad. And the changes were way too much bass, super recessed mids, and the treble was still very sibilant. So then I tried the toilet paper without the felt, and bass was lacking, treble was a little bit better, mids were still lacking. Then I took the driver out and I put the dampening just around the outside ring, put everything back together, and I put the toilet paper and the foam in, or the felt in, and it was a little better, still a lot of bass, and the mids were still recessed. Treble was it was all right. So I went back in, and on the underside of the driver, as I explained, with the magnet sticking up, I put more dampening foam, that soft foam in, and then I enclosed it all, put the Hifiman ring on, and then the toilet paper and the felt, put the pad on, and was happy. So what am I hearing? Very good bass. It has excellent quality to it and quantity. It's not as boomy, it's not thumpy, it's not as warmed up. These are still a warm headphone, but it's not like it was when I just changed the pads or when I added the felt. It balances things out a little bit, brings the mids back up so they're not recessed, adds a little bit of full bodiness to it, and it takes that sharp sibilant treble and tames it down, does roll it off just a little bit, but gives it a nice mellowness to it and a very smoothness. And now it's pretty much all the way across the board, very even, with a little bit of accentuation on the bass. The bass is very well extended. You get a nice sub bass thump and you get a nice impact, but it's not an overpowering bass anymore. And I truly like them. Comfort wise, I still need to work on, but I'm about 80 to 85% happy with these headphones now. I truly do enjoy listening to them. And they're obviously not something that you're going to compare all other headphones to. They're not a true reference headphone or anything of that sort, but they are a good, fun headphone, good quality headphone. Let's do some sound tests. So the first song I was listening to when we came on was Rock of Ages by David Crowder Band. Let's see what else we got here. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious by Harry Connick Jr. Snare drums are nice and sharp. Planet of the Apes OST by Danny Elfman. Nice. How about Kalinka? Every time I hear this song, I think about Jimmy Broadbent and his minty truck. Jacqueline Hyde by Petra. '47 Ronin OST. Let's change amps. AU X7S. Adds a little bit more body to it. God Bless America by Ronan Tynan. How about Hank Williams Jr.? My Name is Bocephus. Harmonica has a nice sound to it. Really good impact on the bass. Good blues song. How about Until the End of the World by U2? Very nice. Try it on to get Shelly. How about some Pirates of the Mississippi, Feed Jake? Well, that guitar sounds natural. Very smooth. Nice timbre. How about the Star Trek theme from Michael Giacchino? It's a Master of Puppets, Metallica. It's a live rendition of it. You got it. It's wider out here. Crowd sounds natural. Very nice bass. How about some Elvira by the Oak Ridge Boys? Bad quality recording, but it tames it down a little bit, actually. It doesn't sound as tinny as it normally does. Money by Pink Floyd. Does a good job of doing the money at the beginning. All right, and last song to try here, Bagpipe version of Amazing Grace. Just because I like to torture myself. And they actually aren't harsh or sibilant. Scroll forward a little bit here. All right, so my final thoughts for the day. Definitely need to improve the comfort up here. It's still a little harsh to the top of my head. I must be sensitive up there. And the clamp force could be improved a little bit. I haven't figured out how to get it in just a little bit. But all the other changes that I have made have definitely made a vast improvement. Bass is very much improved, not in just quantity, but in quality. The mids are not recessed and sound like they're in a cave anymore. They're actually a little forward and have a nice romantic full bodiness to them. And the treble is not near as harsh and as sibilant. Doesn't sound tinny as it was. It's more smooth and mellow. It does have a little bit of a darker sound to it now. But the soundstage does take a slight hit. It's not as wide and as airy sounding as it was. It does sound a little more closed, a little more intimate, but you don't lose the details. The details are still there. So I actually prefer the sound. I'm not a soundstage freak. I don't need my soundstage to be out beyond, way beyond. I think that sounds is cool, but it's not my preference. I like more intimate, a little forward, romantic type of sound to my headphones. So these bring it a little forward, but they are still fairly wide and for a closed back headphone. The other thing that it does is it isolates a whole lot better. The dampening inside the cups definitely helps, and so you don't get near the leakage that you had in stock form for me. So if I put them over my thigh here, and I just hit the play button. Whoops, my computer all of a sudden decided it didn't want to play. And I am where it was on my ears. I can barely hear it. Whereas before I would have been really loud. So these are getting there. We'll see what happens after the comfort and the different pads come, see which pad I prefer. This has been Dave with DBSTechTalk. Thank you for enduring with me today. I know it was a long video and a little awkward with some music that you really couldn't hear, but I do greatly appreciate all my viewers. and all the support and the comments that I get. Thank you for watching. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk, and I'll catch you on the next video.